let's just have a little look. Okay, here we go. Lovely. I can see we're now live. Evening, everybody. Welcome to my Wednesday night live session. Hopefully we can manage a little bit of crafting. Apologies, I'm a little bit late. My phone was doing something a bit strange, so I've had to go live through the actual Facebook app, and it's doing something about stars. If anything comes up about stars, just ignore it, okay? Welcome. I hope you've all had a lovely week so far. I can't believe it's Thursday already tomorrow. Where's this week going? I was really lucky yesterday. I had my first COVID vaccine. It's in this arm here. All went really, really well. I had the Pfizer vaccine, so I was really pleased. No reaction whatsoever, touch wood, just quite tired. I could go to sleep right now, and a bit of a dead arm, but in the grand scheme of things, it all went really, really well. I'm just so pleased to have had it done. Felt like quite a milestone. I found myself getting quite emotional, talking to the lady who was explaining what the vaccine is and asking me questions about, you know, my personal history and everything. I did get quite emotional. I felt like it was quite a big milestone. I don't know if anyone else felt like that. But yeah, happy to have it done, and hopefully we can start moving forward with seeing friends and getting a bit of our lives back. So tonight, I have no idea what to make tonight. I've got a little bit of an idea, but I wanted to share with you a technique that you can use with your ink pads. So it might be a little bit messy, might be a little bit crazy, but I hope you enjoy. A lot of people say to me, you know, my ink pads are great, I'd love to be able to use them for more things. Well, this is just for you. So let's have a little fun tonight, shall we? Let me flip my camera around and we will make a start. Okay, so hopefully you can see my desk. I haven't got a fresh piece of grid paper tonight. Please forgive me, but you can kind of get the idea of where I'm going to go with this technique tonight. So just before I went live, I did share a little post from Instagram, which looked a little bit like this. So tonight I'm going to use my ink pads to create a bit of a background piece of paper. We did a one sheet wonder on Sunday night, which was fab. Loved the one sheet wonder. I've got the cards just here. I still haven't done my drawer for these, but I'll do that after this tonight. My one sheet wonder, and I'm going to create some more patterned paper tonight, but this time using your ink pads, which I absolutely love this technique. You really can be as creative as you want. You can be as bright as you like. You can choose all your favourite colours. And it's really, really fun to put together. So let's grab a piece of paper. So I have here half a sheet of A4 cardstock, okay? And this is the regular basic white card. So it's not the thick, it's just the regular basic white. And I have chosen 4 colours this evening. I've chosen Polished Pink and Coastal Cabana. I've chosen Fresh Freesia and Gorgeous Grape. So I've got 4 colours. I love these 4 colours. I think they look really, really fab together. And we're going to go quite vibrant tonight, which I know is not very much like me, but I'm going to start with, let's just start with this shade. I'm just going to start with Polished Pink. Okay. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm quite literally going to just drag my ink pad across my cardstock. Okay. So I'm going to start with the ink pad kind of on my grid paper, and I'm just going to pull it across my card. The trick with this technique is to turn your card, and look at that. I think that's gorgeous. Okay, so just keep turning your piece of card so that you get different directions of the ink. Okay, you can push quite firmly or you can be quite light. Okay, so it's going to look a bit crazy to start, but we like crazy, don't we? Let's have a bit of Fresh Freesia. So these are 2 of our new in colours, which I really, really like. Okay, so I'm just turning my piece of paper all the time. Okay, and that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Let's have some Coastal Cabana. I do like a bit of Coastal Cabana. just to get a bit of blue in there. Now my Coastal Cabana ink pad is getting a bit dry. He needs a bit of a re-inking. Okay. But you kind of get the idea. Okay. Now I think that looks really nice, but I'm going to add a darker colour, and the darker colour I've chosen is Gorgeous Grape. Okay. So let's just go in with some dark. Like so. Oh, and it kind of doesn't matter if you get that effect because we're creating our own background. Okay. So there we have our inky ink pad background. I'm not quite sure what to call it really, but even the grid paper looks quite pretty. So I'm going to do something similar that I did the other night, and I'm going to cut this down. Okay, so with the piece of patterned paper in my trimmer, I'm going to line it up at 10 centimetres. I've got the long edge at the top, and I'm going to cut. Okay, give it a turn, line it up at 14.4 centimetres and cut. Okay, we can keep this piece if we want to. Okay, so we've got one little background for our card. The other one I'm going to cut down to, let's see what we can cut this down to. Let's go for the same measurement, shall we? So we've got 10 centimetres by 14.4. Those bits over there, and then I want to create a card base. So you'll notice I'm using my old trimmer. I still am being really lazy, and I haven't gone to get the blade that the scoring blade. That's how lazy I am this week. Okay, we're going to line this up at 14.9 and score. Give it a turn, and line it up at 10.5 centimetres. And cut. So that will give us 2 card bases. I'm just going to put my trimmer to one side at the moment. And let's just give our pieces a bit of a score. Okay. So I'm going to use this darker piece first. And doesn't that look lovely just as a background? I think that's really fab. We're going to stick that straight down onto our card base. Okay. I'm not going to do the next one because I want to do something a bit different with that. So I'm going to put that to one side. Okay. And then I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. Let's use the snails. I haven't used the snails in what feels like forever. So let's use our cute, cute, cute little snails. I'm going to stamp this with some memento. And I'm going to have 2 snails. Lovely. Okay, and then we'll do a little bit of colouring. So I've got polished pink here. Okay, and I'm just going to mix and match our colours a little bit. So I'm starting with the light shade, and then with the dark shade I'm going to follow just the pattern on the shell and just highlight that nice detail that we've got there. Okay. Like so. I then want some more colours, which I'm just going to grab. So we want some, let's have some fresh freesia, and we'll have some Bermuda Bay. Let's have a grey. I really love these colours together. Now sadly there isn't a Coastal Cabana blend pen, but if we use the light Bermuda Bay we get a really nice effect. Okay, so let's just add a little bit of colour on here, and I'm just mixing and matching. Okay, so let's have a purple shell over here. So I'm just colouring with that light shade, and then I'm going to do exactly the same with the dark, and that is just picking up the detail of the shell, like so. And then let's have a grey body of our snail. So I'm starting with the light. Feels quite relaxing this evening, just what we need. And then I'm just going to pick up some of this shading on our snail's body. Okay, and then before we do something with our snails, I'm going to bring in my colour lifter, and this is a really fun technique. So I'm just going to use the kind of fine tip end, and I'm just going to add some dots to our snails, like so. If you follow me closely, you'll know how much of a fan I am of these little snails. Okay, I'm going to cut them out now. Now let me just see if I've got the dies to hand, because that will make life a lot easier. Let's have a look. Where are my snails? Here we go. Let's cut out our little snail. Okay, just bear with me. Just grabbing some washi tape. I'm just lining up my snail, ready to run through. So we have one little snail, and you can now see what that colour lifter has done to his body. And look at these snails on this colour. How lovely. The snails are part of the January to June mini catalogue, so you won't find them in the annual catalogue. They're in the January to June mini catalogue, the little pink brochure. Okay, so we now have our cute little snails. Let me just do something with these pills. I'm just popping them behind me on my seat that I'm now no longer sitting on. So we have our cute little snails. We just need to do something else with that now. So I'm going to bring in some black card, and I'm going to use this one. I absolutely adore this stamp set. You'll see me use it a lot. Okay, and I'm going to use the word birthday. So let's just pop the word birthday on there. And we will do a little bit of heat embossing. I'm seeing this stamp set everywhere at the moment, and I'm really not surprised because it's just fab. It's not really like anything we've got at the moment. It's very, very different. And it's lots of fun. So let's just put this over here. Like so. And then we want some embossing powder. And I'm going to use some white embossing powder because, as you know, it's my favourite. Okay, so let's just add that like so. heat. Okay, so I just added my embossing powder, and now we're going to set that with our heat tool. It takes a minute or so because it's such a big stamp. Looks good. And then let's just trim this down into a little word strip. It's going to take a bit more off that. Okay, so our little snails are coming together now. Okay, I think I want to add a piece of white to this, just to give us a little bit of extra area. Have I got any white card here? I thought I had some. Over here. Right, so let's just create a bit of a funky shape, shall we? So I'm going to cut a strip that is 9 centimetres. Okay, and I'm going to take the top down by 1.5 as well, so that's 13.4. Now I'm just going to do a little bit of a let's see what that looks like. I don't want to take too much of that this away. Or shall we use this one? Let's have a look. Quite like using abstract shapes. Like so. Or we could pop it up that way. I think I like it that way actually. Yeah, let's do that. So let's stick this down. And this is a great way to just use up abstract, just scraps of piece of card, and I want to try and cover up that big splodge there that we created. So now let's put one on there. Okay, this is coming together nicely. I'm quite liking this at the moment. Let me know what you think. You're all very quiet this evening. Is there something good on telly? I always know when there's something good on telly. Okay, so let's just put the word birthday down, like so, and then we can rearrange our little snails around. Have I got any TV recommendations? What are we watching at the moment? Yeah, I like that. Okay. That's really lovely. Thank you, Linda. What have we been watching at the moment? Well, I've been watching, and you'll probably think this is really funny, I've been watching Dawson's Creek from the beginning again, which is a show that I used to watch when I was really, really young. Okay, now I want the word wishes, if I can get it. Birthday. Let's see what I've got. I'm just going to check something over here because there is a sentiment that I want and I know I have. Birthday, let's have a look. Maybe I don't, you know. there's not one on there. Happy birthday. Let's just take the word birthday off here. So where are you? Happy birthday, here we go. So this is a great way to use your sentiments. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to mask off some of this sentiment, and again this is where washi tape comes in handy, and I'm going to take off the word birthday, okay, and I just want to use that word happy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to ink up our stamp. You see that, like so, inked up the word happy. We then peel off the washi tape, and that means we can just stamp the word happy. Like so. Love it. Okay. And then is there any other sentiments we've got here? We can make anything together, no matter what. I'm here for you. I've got your back. No, we don't want that. Let's have a look here. You snailed it. I don't really want to use that, but I feel like it needs something there. What do you think, gang? Let's have a look what we've got. Oh, I know what we can use. Excellent. Let's do some real mix and matching. Let's use this one. So this is the puffins. It's the new one. Let's have this cake. Because of course snails like cake, don't they? What are we thinking? Cake is a snail's favourite thing to eat. Some of you might think I'm going round the bend. Sometimes I think I'm going round the bend. Okay. Lovely. So there's our little cake. And let's colour that in now. So I've got my lovely Stampin' blends back. So let's have some pink icing. Let's have a blue plate. And let's have some purple candles, shall we? Let's use the dark. Mum, you're agreeing with me, yep. I do like to mix and match sets. And then for our candles, I've just got a little bit of Daffodil Delight. Let's cut that out. Let's give this a little fussy cut round. There aren't actually dies for this set. Just quickly follow it round like so. I bet you didn't see this card going in this direction tonight. Lovely. There we are. The snails have got cake. Like so. Okay. And then I'll just finish that off with a couple of gems, because we love a gem, don't we? And I've got here, so these are the little embellishments that go with the snail sweet. Can you see that? Yeah. So let's just take a couple of those and we'll put those just at random around our little card. Like so. Okay, so that is our finished card. Well, the outside. Let's cut a piece for the inside. So I've got a piece here. It's 9 already, and we'll cut that down to 13.4. this can be stuck inside our card. Can see a few people joining. It's a bit of a crazy one tonight, guys. Even I'm not quite sure what's going on, but it's all good fun. I think the COVID jab might have gone to my head. And here we have that extra piece that we cut off, which I can then just stick down inside, like so. Just like that, and I'm going to leave the inside of that blank. So let me know what you think of that. We've got one piece left here. Okay, so we've already used our ink pads. Put those up there. Now, I made this card a little while ago, which some of you may have seen on my blog and on my social media. I absolutely love this card design. It really spoke to this stamp set, really speaks to me. Here, and I've had a few people say, how on earth did you manage that background? What did you do? So I'm going to create a similar effect, but on this piece. Okay, so we have got a piece. This is 10 by 14.4 centimetres, and we're going to stamp all over it. Okay, so let's have the word hello, shall we? Let's try and repeat it. I might just cut this down slightly so we've got a little bit of a border. Okay, let's cut that down to 9 as well, and that gives us a little piece that we can use inside our card. So let's just pop that up there. Okay, so this, we're going to start with the word hello. And again, I'm going to use my Tuxedo black Memento ink pad. Okay, and I'm going to start, and the trick with this is to always start off the page. Okay. I find it's just easier. Okay. And then you just follow that line down, and I'm lining up the top of that stamp with the bottom of the wording above. Okay. It takes a little bit of time. But it's worth it. And then I just keep moving my stamp down, and I'm changing the position every time of that word so that they don't all run in line down. I find it easier to go from the top of the page down. Okay. So that background piece that we've used, we're kind of now covering up, aren't we? I really love it. I think it's so vibrant, and here we go, we've now got a little bit to pop at the bottom, like so. So there we have a whole sheet of hellos on that lovely inky background. Okay, so we can now go ahead and pop that on. Some people might think, oh my gosh, that's far too much, it's too in your face. But sometimes I like that. Okay, so now let's pop that on like so, and I'm popping that to one side. Okay, now we've got this piece left from earlier, so I'm just going to trim that down ever so slightly because we don't want to cover up too much of that. And we can either pop that on like so, or we can turn it and pop it on that direction. Okay. Got ink everywhere. Just put my arm in the stamp. We could not do that. So let's have a look now at what we've got here. So this is the stamp set that I've used for this card. But I think I'm going to keep with my snails today, which I've already got my snails on a block. So let's have some more snails. And let's have 4 of them this time. So we've got 1, 2. What's a group of snails called? Anyone know? So now let us do a little bit of colouring. So let's colour in all these snail bodies. It. Apologies if you find colouring rather dull. Okay, so let's just finish this up, the little grey. So I always like to start with the light. I kind of do the colour, the Stampin' blends in 3 layers. So I start with the light, and then I add my bit of dark shading. Like so. And then I go back over with the light. Like so, okay? And then again I'm going to repeat as I did with the first, with the colour lifter. Just doing little dots. And I love how this kind of just makes them look a bit grubby. Because snails mostly are grubby, aren't they? A root or escar, I can't say that, Rojni. Okay. And then we can colour in their shells. So let's have a pink one. And again, I'm starting with that light. Let's have a little pink heart up there. Go around the edge with my dark. I can't either, brilliant. I'm glad we're on the same page. And then just blend that colour in with the light. Okay, we've got our purple. Seeing how my battery's doing. We're good, we're on 22. My phone for some reason has decided it wants to overheat whenever I record with it plugged in. So I have to go really careful now. Like so. We want a blue. Like It's quite dark, that blue, isn't it? Okay. Let's just go round. I'm going to use the same shade on this one instead. And then I'm going to use the light to just take out some of that colour. Okay, and then we want the last one. Let's have it in this colour. So this is Highland Heather. There isn't a... Oh, that's good. There isn't a gorgeous grape blend, so I'm just using the Highland Heather like so. Okay, so we now need to cut those out, so let's quickly do that with our little die. Do one. Here we go. Our first little snail. I think I'm going to really miss these snails if they don't carry over. Two. Oh, I like them. Three, and then our last little one down here. Here we go. So we've got our little rabble of snails like so, and let's have a little bit of... Let's have here. So here, no matter what, I'm here for you. I've got your back. We can make it through together if we do it together. That's really nice, isn't it? I like that a lot. Okay. So let's do the same. Let's have a little bit of heat embossing. Always use the lid if you think that's not going to fit. And give it a bit of a heat. Trim this down. I'm going to cut it a bit better than this, don't worry. I just want to cut it off of that large piece there. Oops, that's just hung off over there. Right, let's just clear off our snails and pop these on, shall we? So I'm going to pop all of these on with a little dimensional. Just to raise them slightly. That's it. I feel like this is a really long live tonight. What's going on with me? So we've got that there like so, and then we can just pop on our little sentiment there. And then I just want to add a little bit of twine around there. Cut that off. Oh dear. And let's just get this tied, shall we? This is where I'm all fingers and all thumbs. Oh dear, girls. Just want a long, I want short tails, short bows and long stems. Okay. Oops. Okay. So there we have our little finished card front number 2. Let me know what you think. It's very different for me. I just need to do a little piece for inside. So I'm just going to cut that piece now. Let's have 14.4 by 9. The same size pieces we've got on the outside. We'll stick that in like so, and then we have an extra piece here which we can stick just like so, just to use up the last little bits. Lovely. I'm going to get that set soon. I'm seeing it everywhere at the moment and I am really taken with it. Okay, so there we have it. Our two pieces, our two cards. Believe it or not, we've started with the same piece of background. All of this is made from white card to start us off. Love that background that we've created with our ink pads. Really, really subtle colours. And you can see by adding the black ink, it just makes it a little bit darker. And I've used my favourite snails as well, which love my snails. So that's it from me tonight. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined me. It's a bit of a long one tonight. We've been on for 50 minutes. Wow, time flies when you're having fun. I'll be live again on Sunday evening at 8:30. Do join me if you can. If you've got any questions in the meantime or you'd like to get in touch, please do so. And by all means as well, don't forget you've got the link to my online shop at the top of the page, and you've got that joining detail, that joining promotion going on to the end of May, where you can get £154 worth of product for just £99. So do get in touch if that is something you're looking to take forward. Have a great have a great end to your week. Hoping for some sunshine here, but I don't think we're going to get it. And I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. Thanks so much for joining. Take care. Bye for now.